Hi, I'm taking Paul McWhorter's AI for Everyone class. We're on lesson number 12. We had a great discussion of the HSV color space, and Paul was saying how it's better to use that for image detection once we get into it a little farther. So it was a good discussion. And as usual, he gave us some homework and he gave us the solution that we wanted to go for, these two color palette type things. And he wanted us to figure out the code on it. So wasn't too hard after I wrapped my mind around a couple things. First of all, the HSV is probably going to be good for detection, but when we go to display something on the screen, it can't be an HSV, so we have to get it back to BGR. So I figured that had to happen. And then the second thing is the convert color function that we use really likes to work on a whole frame and not a pixel at a time. So we're going to do the conversion at the end, it looked like. So after I did that, code kind of fell into place in what we needed to do for it, and we can get into what the code looks like. So it ended up only being 17 lines of code, so it was fairly easy. Since we were making our own frame from scratch and not importing a frame, I went back to our lesson number 4 where we did the checkerboard to get some ideas. So, and the way we create our own frames there was with the MP zeros function to create frame arrays. And so figured we needed to have 2 different frame arrays. So I got those set up and started. And then basically just needed a nested for loop to get our data into the arrays to make our color palettes. We were using the same type of data, but just putting it in different places. So I said, well, we can do both frames at the same time. So just basically one of them we're changing the saturation value, and one of them we're changing the value, the value. So I did notice on Paul's that he made his so that it was wider than 180 pixels if you just used a single pixel for each color. So this code here just makes it so you got 4 pixels wide along the row to get your to make it a little wider and more presentable. So it ended up, so it's 180 times 4 is 720 pixels wide. The whole frame ended up being. So that's why we got that. And then basically after we just had to run through that nested loop, and then we just go ahead and convert the whole frame from HSV that we gave it to BGR and call it something a little different there, and we'll do that for both, and then just show them on the screen, and show them, and then move the window to where we wanted them. And basically that was it. So it was kind of straightforward once we got going on that. So we can show how it actually runs. And to me, it looks almost exactly like what Paul was looking for, I think, on his screen. And goes from white to full color and black to full color with the 2 different ones. So fairly easy homework once, and but a lot of information in the lesson. So that was really good to have that. So anyhow, that's my homework for this week, and looking forward to more lessons from Paul. Thanks.